Hi, YouTubies! It's me, Zachary Michael. Also! Hi, hello. Hey, how's it going? Now, Divas, we've been in a Darlene drought. But Darlene is the sardine queen, which sardines are not trout, but Darlene the sardine queen. Darlene the sardine queen. Darlene the sardine queen. Gonna draw a Darlene trout now. Oh my god. Sardines can't survive in the drought, in the Darlene drought. She says she wants to do more story times too because they get good views. Well, okay, great, perfect place to start. So she posted this video called Story Time, the beginning of the end of a friendship, part 1. And also yesterday posted a part 2 to it. We're at least going to start with part 1. Oh, and her comments are back on. She turned comments back on? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Anyways, I do know lots of people love Darlene content, but some of her content lately has not been interesting. I do have some folks who screen her content and let me know how it's going. And it's just been real dry. So I know the girls have been wanting the Darlene Michaud tea, and the tea is stale. The tea is not good. And so we are just now going to dive back into it because I've been told this is a good one. Did she ever finish her story about the moving company? I believe she did end up getting paid her payments for the moving debacle. I do think she got paid out for that. Yes. She was just impatient and waiting for that payment. It's not the best Darlene story, but it's a good appetizer. Oh, okay. Well, see, Jamie, sometimes you do this where you're like, this is a good one. and then I feel like you get nervous that people are going to think it's bad. Listen, Jamie, we appreciate all that you do for the community. You're an icon, and a legend.
Darlene the sardine squirt. Darlene. Darlene the squirting sardine. The Zach 11 clock Thadia, 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 the
McKenna with only one N. Thanks so much for 7 months. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Also, what I gotta say about Jamie is nobody make any assumptions that just Jamie is a Zachary Michael fan or stan. Nobody make any assumptions about that. Because you could be wrong. You could be wrong. You could be wrong. You could be wrong. Who sent me that clip?
Gotcha. You don't stand Zach? Really? I kind of really got that impression from you. I mean, I'll believe your word. I'm not like trying to challenge you or be rude. I just always viewed you as like a Zachary Michael super fan. Like that's kind of the reputation that you seem to have online.
Sorry, that's just the clip. I was actually planning on playing that today, Grace, but I just remembered it, so I don't. That's just the clip I have. The audio won't go up any louder for that, but yeah, the reputation that Jamie has online. I actually think Jamie's an op. Jamie's an op, an insider agent. And against me, she's collecting intel. I think Jamie's collecting intel on me and taking it back to Rosie. Your reputation precedes you, Jamie. All right. Are y'all ready for Darlene the Sardine Queen? This is now on Twitch and YouTube. Good. Good. If you're ready to watch Darlene the Sardine Queen, can we get some 69s in the chat? I would appreciate it. Yeah, it was actually Jamie writing recaps about my my Twitch streams. It wasn't Rosie, it was Jamie all along. My tea is that I'm actually a Rosie stan. I'd believe it. I'd believe it. I'd believe it. For sure. Darlene the Sardine Queen. Darlene the Sardine Queen. Darlene the Sardine Queen. All right, let's get to. Bring it on, Darlene. I've missed your content.
Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene.
Hey!
I am going to tell you a story. It's a story I've wanted to tell for quite a while, but I felt like I had to wait quite a while before I could tell you. And I don't know, I'm just in a mood today. Almost like having a little pity party. Just sometimes I think back about things and...
Let's have a pity party, girl. Listen, one thing I love to watch somebody else do is have a pity party.
I wonder why things are the way they are. And I wonder sometimes, like, why do things happen like they do? I know it's just...
And I even Googled, why do people hate?
This life, but I don't know. So I don't know if I really should tell this story or not, but I think it's kind of interesting.
Tell it.
To say the least. And I don't know. I'd like to leave the comments on because some people might have similar type stories, but some will recognize who I'm talking about, and I don't want anyone to be commenting about it. I certainly would not let any names go through. And I do want to remind you that when comments go to review, you will see your comment. Like it's right there under the video. But no one else will until I push it through.
She said, let me just let y'all know that that I'm not going to put up with your bullshit, okay?
If I delete it, you will no longer see it. But if it's there, even if it's there for 2 days, like I haven't had a chance to review comments, it does not mean it's live. Because I know, like when I talk about something...
Honestly, the thought of reviewing every single comment that comes in on my channel sounds exhausting and also sounds like punishment. It sounds exhausting and it sounds like punishment for me. Punishment for me. Cause even when I'm regularly reading comments, I can't remember the last time I like intentionally sat down to read every single comment that I've ever gotten. And that's no shade to people who comment. I appreciate the engagement and things like that. But it's just like some of my videos get hundreds of comments. Like if I read every single one of the comments on every single video, like that's all I would be fucking doing. So that sounds like exhausting, but it also sounds like a punishment for me to have to go through and read all the awful things that people have to say about me. Because also when you do this, it goes on a different tab, so there's like a different drop down thing in the in YouTube Studio that you have to do to go to the filtered comments. And I do have things that get filtered based on like keywords I have blocked, things that are just like extremely hateful. And then also sometimes YouTube just randomly filters out shit that's not hateful. And so if your comment has ever ended up in that scenario, situation type of deal, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, divas. But I don't even click on that because I don't want to see those things. Like, I have them filtered for a reason. So the fact that Darlene does this, just, I mean, God bless her. Bless her heart.
Haters want to just hurry up and get a comment out there, and they see it, so they think that it went through review or that I passed it through review. They think it's live.
Haters, they don't really like Darlene.
Doesn't mean it's live. If you ever want to check, log out of YouTube and then go look at my comments. If you were seeing it and now you're not, it's because I haven't pushed it through yet, or I have deleted it. Okay? That hopefully will stop people from...
No, it won't.
You know, thinking they're getting away with leaving really shitty ass comments.
Now here's where I'm here to tell you that it won't. It won't, Darlene. In fact, people know you have to read it. The thing is that people know you have to read it. So even if they don't get to have it posted for everyone to see, they know that you're still reading it.
Because you're not. But I don't even like to see it, you know, and when I review comments, I have to actually read them.
Right. Right.
I don't know. You can check. I might feel like turning them on. I could. Because I would be curious to hear other people's stories like this.
Drama?
Or experiences, I should say. And if I get overwhelmed with it, I'll just turn them off again. Okay. Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe. And I admitted it. While I was living in Maine, I had a friend.
Maine!
A childhood friend.
Wait, I forgot she was from Maine. Wait, y'all, I'm going to Maine in January. I mean, she doesn't live in Maine now. It's not like... and I'm not going to see Darlene. But I forgot that she was from Maine once upon a time. Y'all about to be so sick of me talking about Maine. But I've never been to Maine. So I'm going to talk about it.
Didn't see each other for many years. We both ended up back in our family homes. We were neighbors. We started up our friendship again. I turned her on to YouTube. This is very early in my whole YouTube thing. And I don't know if it was before I started a YouTube group to help other people who might want to learn how to do YouTube, or if it was like after, but at some point, it's going to be hard for me to remember. And if I get some things wrong, you know, I'm going to try really hard to, you know, just let you know this is how I remember it. Doesn't mean it's exactly how things went, but obviously the important parts I remember. I started a YouTube group, and I started getting people. I'm sure I must have done a video and said, if you want to learn, blah, 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 join my group. And I got some people hopping on board.
So she made a just so I understand, this group she's talking about was to help people get started on YouTube. Darlene, the YouTube professional. Okay.
Said, yeah, I found you, and then here you are talking about YouTube and this and that. So I got a bunch of people joining my group, and we would chat in that group, and I would give tips on like all kinds of tips, how to record, what to record, how to promote, you know. And
step 1, hire a moving company. Step 2, complain about a moving company. While Darlene is still monetized, Anna Bunny, you better clock that tea, as Rosie would say. You know, I think that does make her an expert.
My friend at some point started doing some videos also. And so I promoted her quite a bit.
Okay.
You know, she was doing good. She enjoyed it. And it was really fun for me to have someone to talk to about it. And
wait, is the friend still on YouTube? Do we know? I would love to know.
Again, I had known this person since we were like 2 and 3 years old, and maybe hung out until, I don't know, preteen. I think by the time I was a teenager, of course I was drinking by then.
Of course. She's also, in case you're new to Darlene and Darlene's lore, she is sober. She's been sober for a really long time. But she's saying of course like that because she was an alcoholic.
We didn't hang out. But then years later, like I said, we both ended up back in our family homes. And so it was also really nice to have someone who knew things like I knew, or we could, ask each other questions like we knew.
Wait, Beef and Butter in the chat said the friend doesn't post often on YouTube. The last upload was 3 months ago. So we know. So we know who the friend is?
The neighborhood and what happened to so and so. So it was nice that I had a friend who had the same kind of past life as me. We grew up next to each other, stuff like that. And I truly cared about her. All right, so when I had this YouTube group, I ended up finding out that there were 2 members in that group who were close to me in proximity. They weren't like in Sanford, Maine, but they were not far away.
Sanford, Maine. Somebody remind me of Sanford, Maine. Because my friend who I'm going to Maine with, I want to ask them what they know about Sanford. Just because I'm curious. I don't know shit about Maine. If you watched her when she was in Maine, it's pretty obvious. Well, I didn't. I want to know who it is.
And I think it was in the group that I, kind of said, gee, we should get together. We could meet each other. And they said, yeah, that would be great. Now, at the time, I had my mother. My house was like no place to entertain people. I had a whole room. My whole front room was boxes of fabric, all kinds of things. But my friend, who just lived across the way, was alone, and she, her home was nice and neat and clean and not, filled with, it wasn't a work space. So I asked her, I said, would it be okay if, we had a gathering and that we could meet here? And she said, yeah, great. So we talked about it, I guess, a little bit.
So you offered up your friend's house to host these random strangers from the internet, just so that to be fair, it sounds like your friend agreed to it, but just to be clear, your house was a wreck, so you asked somebody else if you could use their house, and just so we're on the same page.
At some point, I said to her, anytime is good for me, except, and I gave her a certain day. Let's just, for the hell of it, say, like Friday the 5th, except that day. It's not that I was going to be gone or I absolutely couldn't do that day. It was just a day that wasn't going to work out for me, and I think it was because my mother was in rehab for her legs. She had cellulitis. Anyway, she was in rehab because she had...
That's too close to home with Miss Amberlynn Reed, not cellulitis. I hope her mom was okay then.
Had a really bad infection in her legs, and something was going on that day that I wanted to be there for.
Okay.
It was something like that. And so I said, all right, just any day other than that. And then we didn't really talk about it much, and it was just like a day later that I go to my own group that she's in. Oh yeah, we had another group. This isn't the group with all the other people. Now I had started a group for a little bit of a tight-knit group.
See, these little groups. You should go ask Miss Rachel about her. Not Miss Rachel, like the children's YouTuber, but Miss Rachel, as in Rachel reacts to Amberlynn, about how them little groups can be a problem. Okay, yeah, not the good Miss Rachel.
And the other 2 women who lived close were in that group. There was only a couple of members, and a few, I should say. So I go to that group, and I see that she has a formal invitation for them to join our little meeting on the day that I said wasn't good for me. And I thought, how bizarre.
How dare you, Mr. Spears?
I mean, it could have been any day.
Is it possible maybe she misunderstood? Is it possible maybe her friend just thought, maybe she thought Darlene was saying that was the day that she wanted to do it?
But it was that day, and I had to find out by going to my own group. So the others knew about it before I did. I was just like, huh? So I'm thinking, did she get it wrong or whatever? And I'm thinking, well, we can change this. I mean, it's not like the others are all like, oh my God, I canceled plans, to be there that day. I mean, I knew that they had just known about it.
Yeah, so did you bring it up? Did you perhaps suggest hey, could we do a different day?
And I said, we'll just fix this. So I'm trying to think now.
Why does she always do that? She occasionally just likes to whisper. The whispers take me the fuck out.
Now, was there anything else between that? I do want to say, this was clearly a meetup with me. I mean, I'm not bragging or anything, but these women knew me, and that's how they got to know her.
I know that's fucking right. She said, I'm the YouTube celebrity, divas. Let's just be clear. These girlies didn't know her like they know me.
And they had both found my videos and things like that, and they thought, oh, cool. So it was almost like a little meet and greet. But I was...
The Darlene Me Show meet and greet. Do y'all know the story about back when I used to play video games and I sometimes used the Discord voice chat, my Discord voice chat, to play? We now use a different Discord voice chat, but we were playing in my Discord. And it was open to whoever. Really, anybody could have came in at that time. And somebody joined the voice chat. I wish I knew who it was, because literally Shay, Mona, Ikea, Joe, and I bring it up all the time when we're playing. But somebody came into the voice chat and said, is this the Zachary Michael meet and greet? And I was like, no, we're just playing video games, but you can hang out. And then they immediately left.
Obviously a person who should be there, right? Because they didn't know
you're the star of the show
at all, other than just,
right.
A little bit, but they had been watching me. So I don't know if I called my friend or I waited for her to call me, but we spoke, and I said, I see that you invited the others, and she said, yeah. And I said, I can't remember exact words, but I brought it up somehow but that's the day I said that didn't really work for me. And she said, oh, don't worry about it. That's okay. You don't need to be there. We'll do it again another time. Now, mind you,
I think I would be a little pissed if I was Darlene. I would probably be a little pissed to say cause at the end of the day, regardless, it sounds like Darlene is who brought these people together, like that is kind of annoying.
This person could have had any other day too. She, to me, on purpose picked the day that did not work for me.
But also, is that the only thing that y'all fell out over? Because there is a second part to this, so there probably is more than just this.
I can still feel my heart sinking right now, like it did then, because she said I didn't have to be there.
I can still feel my heart sinking.
What the fuck? What the fuck? So I said, I think it's pretty important that I'm there, because they're probably not even going to feel comfortable going somewhere else. I'm thinking not only of myself, like, what the hell is going on, but I'm thinking of them too. And I didn't want to make it awkward. Like if I said to them, you know what, I can't make it that day, but you guys can still go see her, have a little, meet and greet without me. We were planning on recording this too. We were all going to have our cameras there, and we were all going to set up and record the video. And I didn't want to make it uncomfortable for them to have to say, well, then I really would rather go and we can all get to, you know what I mean? I didn't want to make my friend feel like, oh, they were just coming for Darlene. To me, it was pretty obvious. So I said, that's all right. We'll make it that day. You said it, and I didn't even talk about the fact, like, why didn't you pass it by me? Now, I know it was her house, but it was my get-together, and I specifically asked.
Grace said, everyone is invited to my place, but we aren't inviting Zachary. Good. I'm not trying to have y'all over like that. I'm really not.
We do this at your house. We did have the little meet and greet. So it was just really uncomfortable. There's more to this story, but I think I'll stop here for this one.
Imagine if Shay or Jamie did a meet and greet and told Zach they don't need to come. Well, I have done a meet and greet with Shay. Honestly, the jury's still out on the new moderators, but even of the new moderators, one of them I met while I was at TwitchCon, because they were also at TwitchCon, so I don't know. If you see me out in the wild, come say hi. I'm just not playing in anything. I'm just not playing in anything, Was that a meet and greet? I don't know. When I met Shay and Mona and IKEA, and Psychic Lover, I would say that was not a meet and greet. That was like a planned trip as friends to all meet each other in person for the first time.
Yeah, there's a part 2, a whole different incident, and then there's a third incident. So maybe
3 parts?
I will talk about those. I really should, because
how are there still 5 minutes left of this incident?
It is why I feel like I had to divorce.
We will probably watch the second part too, because this isn't scandalous enough for me. This isn't scandalous enough for me.
Divorce my friend, because I didn't feel like she was my friend.
Wait, divorce your friend?
I really should, because it is why I feel like I had to divorce my friend, because I didn't feel like she was my friend at all. And it was...
I can speed her up. You're so right. I had Rosie sped up today too, so get ready for that. If you are somebody who likes to watch me on 2x speed, you're going to be listening to Rosie talk real fast.
It's very, very painful for me. It was. I described it to my family like a divorce. It was shocking to me, and I still think about it all the time. The time. It's not that I care that she liked me or not. It's just like, why can't somebody... I just don't get it. I don't get it. She had to know that was going to be hurtful, to tell me.
I do think I know we're kind of hee ha haing about like divorcing your friend. I think like ending relationships with friends can be just as difficult as like ending romantic relationships. I do think that. Like I have friends, I guess that didn't necessarily end badly, but like even just thinking about like, you know, people I used to spend a lot of time with and our lives have just gone different ways and I don't spend the same amount of time with. Like, that's sad. That is sad. Honestly, especially, you know, to be quite honest, especially as a queer person, when we talk so much about things like chosen family and stuff like that, like a lot of friendships, a lot of friendships are like that level of serious, you know? Not me like getting emotional. If I talk about it too much, I am going to get emotional. Because, you know, I think there are a number of people that also, like, took issue with me being upset about, like, the end of a lot of friendships that I had when it came to my breakup. And it was really hard because, again, like, I really do, I think, especially for queer people, like, the community you surround yourself with is often, like, your quote-unquote chosen family. So ending friendships is hard. I don't know that I would ever describe it like a divorce, but yeah. I had a friend divorce with a childhood friend, and it was just as bad as a breakup for real, for sure. I keep putting off a friend breakup because it just makes me so sad and anxious. Whew. Yeah, I don't have any suggestions about that, but yeah.
Instead of saying right away, shit, I forgot. I mean, if that was the truth, that's right, you said not that day. Okay, but even though she knows it's that day, she could say, all right, yeah, I mean, that day worked good for me, so
Right.
I thought that it would be okay with you, but yeah, right, you need to be there. You know what I mean? I don't understand. I don't understand why she, when she knew I was like, why did you pick that day? She could have said, well, yeah, right. I mean, to say that's okay, you don't need to be here. We can do it again another time.
That is a wild response. I do agree about that. I don't always agree with Darlene's frustrations, but I think that's pretty spot on. As long as that's what actually really happened. I would also love to hear the other side of this story.
Okay, I'll miss my first meet and greet ever, and I'll let you guys have fun next door. I'll be there next time. Oh my god. Okay, go check out if the comments are on or off. If they're on for a little while, I might turn them off after. I know that there are other hurtful friendship stories out there. I mean, I know some other people that have had like really, I don't know, maybe more family involved.
Yeah.
But it really felt like a breakup for me. I liked her when I was little, but I'm telling you, even when I was little, I have another story about when I was little, but it makes me cry every time. Maybe I'll be able to tell you that the next time, but I'm gonna stop here for right now. I don't know. I think, and she had said at one time that she was a little bit jealous of me as a kid, as a child.
Well, that's what's up then. She was jealous of your booming YouTube success. Oh gosh, I just fucked it up. Why did it go back to the beginning? She's jealous of your YouTube success. She didn't want you to have a meet and greet.
Kid, as a child, I don't know. I think she was still jealous in a way. And just, to me, she purposely did something to hurt me. She's not a stupid woman. She knew what she was doing. And I let that one slide because I'm thinking, you know, whatever. She's my friend. I'm going to let it go. We all do things, maybe. I don't care if she regrets it or not. I needed no apology. I was just very confused, but I knew in my heart that was intentional. And
Yeah, well, but this is a friendship that started when they were kids, and then they both, like, moved on with their lives, and they both ended up back in their, like, family homes that they grew up in, and so they rekindled their friendship when they both ended up back in those places.
I told that story to, my mother, my sister, you know, anybody, agreed, you know. All right, thank you so much for watching.
Of course.
Let me know if you want more story times, because as a drunk, I certainly have a lot of them from back in the day. But even things like this, I wasn't drinking during all this. I was very sober, and it was just bizarre. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah,
I'll be
that
back and
feels
listen.
weird.
Bye.
That feels weird. I do want to hear what part 2 is. So we will be watching that right now, and I'll put her on 1.5 speed. It is a longer video. Part 2 is 24 minutes, but I got time.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, is it already on? Is it already on 1.5? Oh, perfect! Perfect.
It's me, Darlene. I am back with part 2
Ooh,
of my mini-series, the beginning of the end of a friendship. And
mini-series? This is giving struggles of being me series. Your mini-series, okay.
you need to go watch that video first because I'm not going to cover everything. Go watch it. I'll have the link in the description of this video. It's also going to pop up on the end screen, but you should go watch it first. And I know I can put a little card, they call it a card, a little thing somewhere at the top of this video. I'm going to try to do that like right now, so look up there, and you can stop and go watch that first and then just come back here after. There was a few things I wanted to cover. First of all, YouTube has done something cool, and I will talk about it in a separate video, but they've made it possible for content creators, when they turn comments on or have comments on, we can choose to only let subscribers comment. I think that's fucking genius. Subscribers and members. Members pay. Subscribers don't pay. I'm the queen of comments off. If I'm gonna have comments on, that's great if they have to subscribe. You should see all the subscribers I got because of part 1 of this miniseries.
Let's go. She said, we're going to work the system, divas. You want to say some shit on my channel? You better be subscribed.
So it's a really cool thing. I might be turning a lot more comments on, even from the past, especially my past videos that are still doing really well. So that way, if somebody's watching and they want to leave a comment and they're not a subscriber, they'll have to subscribe. And there's other things too. I can put a time that people have to wait. I think that's to stop people from subscribing, leaving a comment, unsubscribing. Right now, I have it set up that you subscribe and you can comment right away. So I like all of this. Okay, part 1.
Listen, respect the hustle. You gotta respect the hustle. One thing Darlene is gonna get, one thing that Darlene is going to get is her bag. Okay.
I wanted to say a couple of things. First of all, I think some people think this was a recent event, and it wasn't. It was 9 years ago. And others thought that, like, I'm taking it too seriously, and that I should just get over it.
I don't know about
and that's not the case either. If I'm going to tell you a story about my past, I'm going to tell you how that made me feel then, and how it still makes me feel now, because
I think Darlene was being really vulnerable about that. It does sound like she was genuinely hurt. It does, and listen, vulnerability is tough, and not everybody, also just to be clear, deserves your vulnerability. It's a hard lesson that I've also had to learn.
I am what I consider a highly sensitive person. Look that up. It's not just words. There's, you know, people who are like that. About 20% of the people are highly sensitive. It's HSP. And I'm also an empath. So not only do I feel my pain, I feel the pain of others for whatever reason. I have great empathy for people who do wrong, because I know they are probably just going through life the best way they can, just like I am. I've heard.
Darlene, I've watched too much of your content to believe that you're an empath. I've watched far too much of your content to believe that you're an empath. The way you treat service workers leads me to believe you're not an empath at all, because you're just like outrage at people who are just trying to do their job. Like, if you were an empath, I think you would be far more understanding in most of those situations. I don't know much about being a highly sensitive person or whatever that is, but when it comes to empathy, I think you lack it. I really do. I really, really, really do.
People in my life, not physically, obviously, I'm not chicken. I don't hurt people that way. Yeah. I'm going to just be myself, right? And you don't have to worry that I'm falling apart, over this. But it is painful, and I do think of it often. Let's see, I'm looking here. Yeah, and, people are like, well, why do you bring this stuff up? Who cares? My wallet cares.
Yeah!
There are certain things that I do talk about. I've been doing YouTube over 11 years now.
She said, I'm gonna get that bag. I told you all. She's gonna get that money. She's gonna get that money.
And yeah, I like it when I have good content, and I like it when I know others can relate, and it does feel good for me to look back, see where I was, see where I am, all that stuff. It's content. And I love crocheting too. Those videos tank for me. I'm still doing those. It's not always about the money. I said I wanted to do 100 crochet stitches, and I want to do 100 crochet stitches. I don't care. It gives me something to do, something different, but I'm going to do the videos that I want. And yes, I earn a living doing this. So I do try to pick and choose some things. And I used to talk, about personal stuff a lot, and I'd like to get back to that a little bit. Oh, one thing.
You used to talk about bad customer service a lot. She said, listen, I've been doing a lot of the crochet stuff. I know it's not everything. Are you ready for this? I really shouldn't say this. I know I'm setting myself up. I'm sure people would say the same about me doing non-Amber Lane content and coming back when it's convenient to cover her. But also, just to be clear, I made since I stopped doing Amberlynn content, I made the one video about her channel getting demonetized. So, although I think sometimes people think also then like talking about Rachel, FFG, Rosie, Chantal as Girl World content and stuff too. But here we are. I just think it's funny. I would like to know more about Rocket, Darlene. Tell me more about that.
Somebody thought like, well, I said that friend and I kind of parted ways when, I was drinking and things like that. And I think that person thought that, oh, well, maybe I was being a complete asshole to her. And, not
That's
that
possible.
I deserved this, but, she had good reasons to do things to me. I don't think anybody has a good reason to do something to somebody like in a sneaky way and on purpose,
Well, sure, but that doesn't mean that you didn't do anything. I would be interested to know the other side of this story.
But the thing is that we parted ways and I was drinking. I started drinking at 9, and by 12 years old I was drinking all on my own, and, that's that. So it's not like we, had this, grown-up argument. I don't really remember, like, exactly when we stopped hanging out, but we were still neighbors. So we saw each other until she moved and I moved, and then we ended up back in the house. But we would, say hi to each other and talk, but we just weren't buddies. We weren't drinking buddies. I don't know if I ever drank with her in my life. So there's that. And then another thing is I like to talk about these things because I just think it's odd. I like to analyze all this stuff. I like to try to figure people out. And, so there's a lot of reasons that I like to talk about this stuff. Another thing, some thought that she made it out to be like this was her gathering. No. The others knew this was my idea, and she didn't take credit for that. It's not like she said, "Oh, let's have a gathering," and then like I was invited. It was my gathering at her house, and I had that one specific day that really wouldn't have been the best day for me, but I could go, and she picked that day, so I went because I didn't want to make it uncomfortable for the other two if they didn't want to go, because I wasn't going to be there. I didn't want them to say, well, we're not going to go, it's not going. So I went, and you have to go watch that video. And then you might ask, well, why do you stay? Why did you, hang out with her that long after, these other incidents that you're going to learn about? And it's because I do like to give people a chance.
Work.
I enjoyed,
as you should,
a lot of the relationship that we had, the friendship, and didn't want to just throw that away. And like I said, I'm forgiving, I'm understanding, and I have great empathy, and I just,
we really, you gotta stop using that word, Darlene. Darlene, you gotta stop using that word, that empathy word, because I think you might have great empathy for people who are your friends, but that's not the same as having empathy for the service workers who don't give you the service that you think you deserve.
Was able to put up with it, but I'm telling you, each time things were like, okay, but I wasn't oblivious to this. The first time that she would do little things that I felt were a little bit disrespectful or like a little dig, I recognize that. I'm not a stupid woman. I grew up with a narcissistic mother, and my whole life, my job was to figure her out. So it's all good. All right, now let's get to part 2.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so I did find that the incident where part 1 for that gathering, that was sometime in 2016. Maybe midsummer, late summer,
right.
Around there. I could find out, but I don't need to be digging through all that stuff. So
okay.
And then this next incident was several months later, and it was, I believe, in 2017. So maybe, I don't know, 5 months, 6 months. We're still in that group, and I have pretty much like just, whatever. What happened, and I liked doing what I was doing. I liked having this group. I liked helping them with YouTube, because now they're doing YouTube videos and stuff. it came about at some point that we wanted to have another little get together, but we were going to go shopping, and I know it was in Biddeford, and it might have been Marden's. I think there was a Marden's in Biddeford, and the four of us were supposed to get together. Now, one was going to get with me and my friend, and then the other one was coming in the other direction. The other one in the other direction, I remember that she ended up not making it, either got lost or the GPS didn't take her the right way, something. She was really bummed. So there was just the three of us, and during the ride, not my friend, but the other friend, she was in the back seat. So she was talking about creating thumbnails and things like that, and she said that she was using a program, and I said, God, I would love to learn that one. PicMonkey, something like that. And because I use ancient stuff, and I use
the old pick monkey. Y'all up picking your monkey? No, that is a thing that people I think used to use.
Paint. It's like you can't do anything on Paint.
You do you still use MS Paint? Darlene, we gotta get you with the modern times. There, at least use like Canva or something, Diva.
And I said, gee, maybe we could get together and I'll have our laptops and would you mind showing us a little bit of PicMonkey? She's like, sure, that'd be great. Now, my friends, she happened to be the one driving. And I said, what do you think? I said, do you think we can get together at your house? Yes, we can get together at my house.
Now, Darlene Diva, maybe the problem is that you keep using this woman's house to host everybody. It's not like could you not go to like a coffee shop or something and work on this? Like, even if your own home is out of bounds, why do you keep offering up this woman's home? And why would you do that after you were already disappointed the last time?
You know where this is going, don't you? It's mind-blowing to me. And we didn't set a time or anything there. We just thought, yeah, we'll get together. Can't really remember everything, how it happened,
sure,
who got to know first or whatever, but I do know that I told my friend that it was a day, and I think it was because I might have been having my flash sale. There was a time that I was doing my sales like once a month or every 6 weeks. And then when that sale was live, I could not leave my computer. I mean...
So really what she's about to say is the same thing happened. What she's really about to say is that this just happened again. It kind of feels like a fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me.
To manually update things, and people are just buying left and right. The only other time that I had a job to do was on Mondays when I was doing the flyer for the store Shaw's supermarket. But I think I was done couponing, doing the coupon blog at that point. So I'm pretty sure it was a sale, but it was something that this time...
Darlene used to do couponing? Wait, Darlene used to do couponing videos? Iconic. I used to love a couponing video. I haven't watched couponing videos in forever. I think that's probably because I've heard that the couponing content, like the couponing things, like opportunities, deals, etc., just aren't as good these days.
I was not going to be able to leave and be over there. And, got it right, she picked the day that I could not make it. And this time I didn't go.
I wasn't here for the first story, but why couldn't Darlene host the gathering at her own house? It's some combination of it's too messy. She was caring for her mother at the time. Like her mother was like dependent on her care. I found the Friends video. So could you hold on to it for a second? And maybe we can check it out once we get through this. Or if you want to post it in the Discord so I can like return to it once we're done with this. That would be great. We were investigating it. Oh, y'all are already on it in the Discord. I wasn't even looking. In the beef and butter chat. Oh, wow. The Peanut Gallery meeting, August 2016. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, that's crazy. Y'all are investigators of the world. Okay, well, we'll come back to that.
And I didn't tell the other person that I wasn't going. I just let it be. And I told my friend, I'm not going to be able to go. It's all right. That's okay. The same thing. I'm sure we can get together another time and she can show you. Or I can show you. I'll learn from her. And this time I was like, this is fucking bullshit. And I don't know. I probably thought, I'm going to just dump her ass. But, but I didn't for whatever reason. I kept on. Now, like I said, sometimes there's good things about somebody. We talked every day or every night. I mean, we talked about a lot of things.
Sure.
And I guess I just didn't want to lose that. It kind of reminds me of I dated somebody last summer and I knew he wasn't the one and I didn't like certain things he did until he did a thing, the whole, whatever. I'm not going to get back into it. He did something.
She bringing up the RC car guy. She's still feeling some type of way about that man. Oh my god. We did watch that on my channel. Go check out the Darlene Michaud playlist. My thoughts are also when it comes to some of these things, and I know sometimes this feels like it's easier for me to say like, oh, did y'all just have a conversation about it? But like it also feels like a thing that like this isn't so serious that like you couldn't sit down and have a conversation with your friend about it, right? Like, it feels like something where you could be like, hey, this is the second time you've done something like this to me. It doesn't feel great. There's so many things I like and enjoy about you, but this is like, kind of feels hurtful that you keep planning stuff that we were supposed to do as a group without me. But I don't know, maybe that's too mature of an expectation for Darlene the empath.
Something that I felt was like really
maybe she just assumes everybody else is an empath and that her friend was just supposed to assume and know that's what's up. That's how Darlene was feeling.
I couldn't handle it. It was being like I'm trying to think of the word. He wasn't truthful on his video about a few things. So I dumped his ass shortly after, and I got to tell you that story too because I never filled you in and all that. So
is there more?
I did not go. And this is what I tell you.
Is there more about Tony, the RC guy? Because I would like to hear it. Ooh, what was that? James.
Reminded me of something, because I can see across the way. And I really don't know if I want to tell the story, but it reminded me of when I was a child, there was something going on at that house that other kids were at, and I knew nothing about it. And I was probably 6 or 7, and it tore me up. It tore me up that all the neighborhood girls were there, and there was a pony. All right, it was her birthday party. And I do vaguely remember, I mean, I was just sitting on the front steps crying. I'm not going to cry this time right now, so I can tell you. And I could see everybody there. And I almost think that my mother went over.
Oh, this is deep. Oh, this lore goes back. This is a long history of being left out by this woman. Oh, I see. This is deep-rooted, yes. Way to kill the good vibes with this, Zach. What? First of all... Yeah, this is sad. This is, she's holding on to this from childhood.
To see, can Darlene come over or something like that? But I don't know. Maybe I was wishing my mother could do that. But I do also remember my mother saying to me something along the lines of, like, it was kind of my fault. Like, maybe if you acted better. That kind of, that's what I'm hearing in my head. Oh. But I know that happened and that I was not part of it. And I didn't know any reason why not. I don't know. I didn't understand that.
Well, that's fucked up that your mom would say, girl, I here's the thing. I already know that Darlene doesn't believe in therapy or something like that. If I recall correctly, it feels like there's a lot that could be unpacked about this with a therapist.
And when I said that the friend said as an adult that when she was little she was jealous of me, what she had said at that point was my hair. She used to get perms and her hair was fine, and she said she was a little bit jealous of my hair. So, it was that. But I don't know. I can't believe I'm getting into all this, but you know what? It feels good because I really just left everybody high and dry, not knowing what happened with that friendship. And again, it's what happened, it's how I felt, and it kind of feels good to be able to talk about it to somebody. So,
are y'all jealous of Darlene's hair?
They had to get together. And
also, yeah, I also kind of feel like a lot of this stuff happening in childhood, I feel like I would not just like jump back into a friendship with this person without at least like talking about it, you know?
And I didn't go, and I had to relive the whole missing the birthday party with the pony, and I don't really remember after that. Obviously, I didn't give her a hard time about it because we stayed friends for a while longer. But there is a part 3, and the part 3 was the last straw. And I'll tell you part 3 later, not right now. But I don't want to give it away. It'll be another.
She said, you got to come back and tune back in for part 3. She said, I like this story time money. I like this story time money. I like getting the views. So you're going to have to come back for a 3rd part, which is probably just going to be the same shit, different day. It feels like she's just going to tell us another story about this woman planning a meetup and not inviting her.
Another story, another time. So now we know for sure that the first time she booked it on a day that I asked not to, for my get-together, my like little meet and greet with these 2 friends who knew me through YouTube and wanted to meet me. And now that one I went to because I was able, it just wasn't my favorite day to do it. I had something to do with my mother or something like that. But this one I couldn't do. And even if I could, I wasn't going. And after the next incident, I'll be able to explain to you how that person felt going to my friend's place alone and finding out I wasn't going to be there because I'm the one that asked if she would show us. And she was expecting me to be there.
Why don't you just tell me now? It's relevant to this story. Why don't you tell me now?
Unless my friend told her she's not going to be able to be here. I don't know. I don't know everything that was said. But I did find out a little bit of something. So it was intentional. And I just don't understand why somebody... Okay, I think some people, they really have to kind of step on somebody to feel good about themselves. Now, obviously, my friend has some issues. I don't know, her childhood seemed okay to me, but I'm sure she thought mine was okay too. She didn't know what was going on behind closed doors. I don't know there either. And even if I knew, I'm not going to tell you about her life. And the other thing is, like I said, I don't want... anything bad for her. I don't wish anything bad. It just is what it was.
True.
And I don't see it as a hateful person. I just see it as somebody who has issues. I have issues. We all have issues. And
T. Wake that up. Wake that up. Wake that up.
her issues come out in that way. So, but then I'm going to tell you a couple of other little things. Like I said, along the way, you start to notice things. Just like if you're dating somebody new, I'd see little things right away, and just like, oh, it's okay. I'll hang out with him for a little bit more. It's not, not like I was filling his head with, promises and things. I wasn't making it like this was the thing for me.
Transcending trauma with a multi-part video series to wipe her tears with money. Yes, it's giving Rachel. No, it's not giving Rachel in that way. I mean, the wiping the tears with money thing, maybe, but very much not Rachel in so many other ways. It sounds like she's better off without this person. Yeah, it seems like it was like a good thing for her to leave that person behind. Yeah.
I just was taking steps at a time, and with this friendship, I was, keeping track of the little things. And there's a lot of people who do this. So I'm going to give you an example.
Okay.
We talk almost every night. My mother and I used to watch the reality shows together in Sanford, Maine. They would mostly start at 8 o'clock. So she would call at times before 8, but not too much before 8, so that we'd be still talking when my show is starting to come on. And I'm sitting with my mother. I know I have to explain things to my mother, so I really want to be paying attention to my show. At one point I said to her, do you mind, I said, if you call me at night, would you mind not calling me any later than 7:30, because then that gives us a chance to talk before my show starts. And I said, that would just be better. I said, because as it gets close to 8, I'm trying to wrap up things that I'm doing, and I'm going to go sit with my mother. Okay, fine. The next time.
Also, just to be clear, even if she does call right at, let's say she calls at 7:50, you can still be like, hey, I got these plans with my mom. This is like a nightly ritual. Or also, yeah, don't answer the phone, or just say I gotta go. Or I also think it is also appropriate. I think it's also appropriate what she just said is like, hey, in the future, can you just give me a call earlier? Because I want to be able to actually spend some time talking to you without interrupting this time we have together.
She calls at 8. Not before 8 like before, but right at 8. So I could see on caller ID that it was her, and I picked up and I'm like, yeah? And she goes, I know it's 8 o'clock, and I know your show has started, but I wanted, and she could smell like some smoke, and I think it was winter. And she goes, can you just go to your door and smell outside and see if you smell this smoke or whatever? And I go outside, and I was like, yeah, I think it's just the people next door they had a wood-burning stove. I could smell that. Okay.
This feels like a little particular, like, girl, just don't answer the phone at 8! Watch your show! Just watch your show. Hey Brotero, thanks so much for being here, bestie. Y'all go check out Brotero TV. I think y'all have checked out Brotero TV like that. Go check out his thirst traps on Instagram. Thanks for being here. I met Brotero at TwitchCon, and he's real nice, even if he did call me that. He didn't do that. It's a joke. He just said that he knew I was gay because I played DBD. And I don't even play DBD. Or he said I probably played DBD because I was gay. Girl, I don't know. Tomato, tomato. You get it. You get it. You get it.
Hey, well, I didn't want to bother you. You know, it's that kind of thing. A lot of people do that. I know you're busy, but I know you said you wanted this, but, you know, and,
Mooney, thanks for words. It's my first day talking ever. I'm so sorry. Mooney, thanks for subscribing at tier 1. Brotero, he told me I play DBD and I said, sounds gay, you're in. You're really reading this. You were so serious when you said that was a cool hat. You knew what it said up there.
I didn't like that. I don't like stuff like that. It wasn't necessary. I mean, if you would be like, you know, the house across the street is on fire. I mean, I could understand something like that, but it was that kind of thing. And if you pay attention to that, there are a lot of people that if you let them know, I think they want to feel important enough that you will be like, oh, well, I understand. It's going to make them feel good. You know? I don't see her as a narcissist, but I do see her, from my experience, as someone who does want to, probably has low self-esteem and would like to be put on a pedestal.
She's got low self-esteem because she called you at 8 p.m. when your TV show was on? You're such a bright light, dude. I'm glad we met for real, for real. That's so sweet of you to say, Brotero. That's very, very kind. I don't always feel like a bright light. Feel like my bulb's a little dim sometimes. Thanks so much for saying that. That's really sweet.
I don't know. I'm sure you know people who, like, if you tell them something that would work out for you, that they'll find a way to interrupt that.
I think you're thinking about it too much.
I knew this woman online, never met her, but we went back and forth, and a lot of stuff I could talk about, just these online weirdo relationships that I had, 2 friendships, I should say. And she thought it was cool to tell me a story about, she was going to her friend's wedding, and the wedding was clear that, I can't remember the colors, but they were asking that everybody would just wear like the men plain shirts and the women, you know, something else. And they were very specific. It wasn't like, you know, we want you, you know, wearing this style, but it was just like something plain, nothing loud. And
what does this have to do with your friend that you're no longer friends with?
The friend that I was talking to got a kick out of telling me that she and her guy got into like the weirdest fucking clothes, to show up at that wedding. Not just a shirt that had like some flowers. Like, it was like, I showed my mother the pictures. This woman showed me the pictures. It was like 2 clown outfits. And I thought, how mean. Now, if I was the bride, I would have kicked them out. I would have been like, no, you're not coming.
Oh, I'm sure you would, because you're the queen of empathy, Darlene. Queen of empathy. Anna Bunny Art, thanks so much for gifting a sub to Brotero TV. Appreciate it.
Asked, you know, either just don't go if you think it's too much to ask, what to wear. I think it's weird. I wouldn't be asking people to come to my wedding and I'm going to tell them what to wear. No, I think that's weird. But the thing is she did it, and this woman purposely did the opposite because she knew she'd get the attention. I don't know, people are very, very weird. All right, I'm going to hang up now, and I will come back in a little bit with part 3.
People are very, very weird. And what's so funny to me is, like, yes, people are very, very weird, but I think a lot of people would include Darlene in that. Like, also, these are your friends. These are people you chose to be friends with, you know? But here we are. Like, a lot of people, I think, would say it's really weird for you to only eat meat, for you to be a carnivore. A lot of people would think it's weird that you say that you don't poop because all of the beef you eat turns into piss, melts into piss. A lot of people might think it's weird that you freeze little slabs of butter, pull them out of the fridge, and eat them as snacks. There's a lot of things that people might think are weird about you, Darlene. Which, honestly, y'all might have a lot to say about me being... Put in the comments the things about me that you think are weirdly. I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want that. 420 Garfield 69 is an iconic name. Thanks so much for your first time chat.
That's the time I couldn't continue. I can put up with a lot of things like, anything that I can say, well, that's probably trauma or whatever. I can understand people, how they do things, and that it doesn't mean they mean wrong. It just means that they're feeding something that they need. But I cannot tolerate lack of trust. Absolutely no reason to be with somebody if I can't trust them. So that gives you a hint of what's coming up. All right, thank you so much. Hey, leave a comment. And if you're not subscribed, you're going to have to subscribe. I like that. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
My queen, Darlene the Sardine Queen. Love to see it. You love to see it. ALR asked to be roasted once. Be careful what you wish for, Zach. No, T. The comments are going to be crazy. The comments are going to be crazy. Oh, your take on buffalo wings? What's my take on buffalo wings? Do I have a weird take on buffalo wings? I don't think so. Well, I don't eat meat anymore. That you don't like them. Well, I don't like to eat bone-in meat, even when I did eat meat. I do think meat should be boneless. Is that weird? I mean, now I don't even eat meat at all. Now I just straight up don't eat it. So we're doing great. The bone is a little too personal. I hate it too. Exactly, Elise. I like boners. Well, that's something different. Oh, yeah, I was supposed to check. Wait, I haven't ended the recording. We haven't ended the recording. We can still, well, I probably won't fully go check in on this, but the friend is apparently this person named Sandy. Oh, yeah, we're not going to watch a 36-minute video now. The Peanut Gallery Maine's YouTube creators had a meeting in August of 2016. My house wasn't big enough for everyone, so we started small. This video has been on my to-do list for too long. Grab a glass of something and get to know Shauna, Courtney, Darlene, and myself, Sandy Pro. Special appearances by Dolly Green, Sharon Weiss, and Running Kimono. Thanks, Darlene, for being the head nut. Oh, I meant our leader. Oh, so she's acknowledging that this is about Darlene. She's acknowledging Darlene's the head nut. Diet Sodi says just the first 5 minutes. We can watch just the first 5 minutes. You got me. Y'all are really talking me into all kinds of things today. Nobody talked me into anything. I'm just doing it. Oh, there's no closed captions on this. There's not an option, so I apologize for that. First 5 minutes, let's go. Let's go. Is it going? Are we going?
Hi everybody, it's Sandy Pro, and I'm here to tell you about...
Oh, the audio's so bad. I got it turned up all the way everywhere. And she doesn't have captions. And she doesn't have captions. Well, it's 10 years old, T.
the historic first meeting of the Peanut Gallery Manor YouTube creators. That's hard to say. And I'm here to tell you about what was going on Saturday afternoon at my house. If you don't know, I have been a friend of Darlene Michaud'S for like 54 years. It's a long time. Darlene was an extreme couponer. She grew to meet people through her coupon experience, and one of them was named Shauna Arsenault, who's since come over to YouTube, as well as Darlene. Then Darlene, Shauna, and I had a lot in common. So I started watching Shauna's videos. Darlene would tell me about someone else named Courtney. Sandy, go take a look at Courtney's. She's a nice girl. I think you'd like her. So I started watching Courtney. Courtney eventually said, you guys are from Sanford. I know that area. Hey, you know, I live close by, not far away at all. Just 10 or 15 minutes. So I happened to find out her last name through talking with her or chatting with her.
Uh-huh.
And I said, by any chance, do you know 5 different people? She said, yes, I'm related to all of them. My grandparents and my aunts. I'm like, your grandparents hung out with my parents for many, many years. And she doesn't even know this, but her grandparents went away on vacation, and my parents as friends were asked, you know, can you drive by the house and make sure everything's okay? Well, my parents went out to dinner one night with another couple, and they said, well, let's take a ride by so-and-so.
No, Divas, I know she's I can't turn her, this is just the audio of her, I got her turned up everywhere. She doesn't have captions. I already said all of this. I'm so sorry. Turn yourself down then. From Job Sharp said, how about you shut the fuck up, Zach? No, I can turn myself down, I think. Can I? Oh yeah, sorry. Alright. Well, listen, this is the long time for 5 minutes.
Check on it, and sure enough, they did, and they stopped in the driveway, and my dad started feeling poor, and he had a heart attack right in their driveway. I don't think she even knows that.
Okay, if you couldn't hear, what she said is that her parents were friends with Courtney's grandparents, and her dad had a heart attack in the driveway of Courtney's grandparents.
It's a story for another day. Anyhow, so there's Darlene, Shauna, Courtney, and myself. We all have this thing in common. And as we're, you know, getting to know each other better and conversing and trying to teach each other things, and we have been watching 3 people from out of state running kimonos. Let's see. This is her.
Okay.
She's sweet. She doesn't talk in many of her videos. So, I should put like tape over.
Can we 2x? I'm so sorry. Everybody has so many requests. This is a gift. I'm staying 5 minutes later. No, we can. We can. Oh no, we can't. We can't because now I can't hear her. Now I can't hear her.
Extreme. She's holding a bunny. Very sweet. Then we started watching Dolly Green.
What? Why the first 5 minutes? I want to see them together is what I was wanting to see. I just want to see them together. I don't need the lore like that. What?
We talked about tripods.
No. If you go to my house right now, there's a tripod on the front steps, a broken one that Jack loves to throw in the pool.
I have a sad tripod story. I
I
invested
know.
in an expensive one and it broke, and I'm so pissed.
That
I will
came
never
out of
get
nowhere.
it.
No,
This is my.
We talked about things we say that really annoy us. This is recording right now. What do you do in a video that you don't like to do?
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna go do this. So let's go. So.
On to Darlene.
Anyway.
Let's have it, Courtney.
Shauna. Shauna. Blink too much.
And I, Sandy, cannot call Shauna by her right name today. And what I say is, however.
Diet Sody, what is the specific timestamp? The relevant part about the house. What timestamp? What's the timestamp? Because I don't need the whole entire backlog of all of her friends and stuff.
Courtney with Love and Shauna Arsenal all been checking each other out. Finally, Darlene says, we gotta get together someday. And Darlene said that to the wrong person because Darlene has social anxiety and she's nervous. And don't say that to Sandy because Sandy's like, let's do it. I got the house, I've got the location. Let's make the date. Oh, I sent Darlene in a tizzy. And that's okay because when all is said and done and a couple of weeks go by after this meeting, she's going to be fine with it. She's going to be all right. We're just going to send her in a world of craziness for a little bit. And today is...
Wait, the tea that she was the one that was like, we'll just host it. I know you got all this anxiety. We'll do it. We're gonna... So that's not the same story that Darlene gave. Interesting. Okay, I do need to wrap it up. Just like you should do when you want to engage in safe sexual practices. Thanks so much, YouTubies, for watching. Bye, YouTubies. Subscribe.